How's it going, everybody? My name's Logan Joyce, aka Suburban Yinzer, and right now I am with Andrew Urbas and Jacob Urbas. And on this Memorial Day weekend, I would like to tell Yins a little bit about the Urbas brothers, because this is essentially what Memorial Day weekend is about. And before I go into my little speech about Memorial Day, I want to tell Yins that the reason why I'm here and the reason why I love coming to cemeteries is because guys like this that gave their lives and gave their youth for our country deserve to be visited. They deserve to have recognition. They deserve to have their stories told. So me, as a young person in my 20s, I could be out drinking, going to Tequila Cowboy on the North Shore, spending $15 for a drink with a bunch of strangers that I don't know and don't trust. Or I could be here with the dead on Memorial Day weekend, because this is what Memorial Day is about. And if more young people like myself would put their priorities in check and really understand and comprehend what Memorial Day is about. It's not about drinking. It's not about getting drunk. It's not about partying. It's not about having an extra day off. Because many of us take advantage of this. But this is the price for our freedom. And this is what Memorial Day is about. It is about these guys like these. So now I'm going to go into it. First, we're going to start out with Andrew Urbas. From my research that I found in the 1940 census, Andrew and Jacob Urbas were not the only siblings. They had two older siblings, but they're the ones that died during World War II. Andrew and Jacob were American citizens, but born in Europe. They're born abroad that I know of. I'm assuming Europe, because these are more than likely Eastern European names. And they were born and raised in Bethel Township, which is modern day Bethel Park. And Andrew was a seaman second class in the United States Navy. He enlisted on January 8th, 1945. So he enlisted late into the war, and there's a reason why. He was born December 1st, 1927. So that would make him, I would say, if we did the math right, give me a second to do this math equation here. So December 1st, 1927, January 8th, 1945, that would mean that he was 17 years old. 17. Not even graduated high school. Just a kid, a minor. Not even 18 years old. So that means he would have parent or guardian permission, written permission and consent, like my grandfather in World War II, when he was 17, to go into the Navy. So he goes into the Navy during World War II, and he died while serving in the Navy on May 8th, 1945. So if we contemplate this a little bit, February, March, April, May. He was only in the Navy for 4 months when he died at 17 years old. And that is why we recognize him on Memorial Day, and this is why we celebrate Memorial Day, because of kids and teenagers like Andrew. 17 years old. He didn't die in combat. It doesn't say he died in action. It just says he died in service. May 8th, 1945 at 17 years old. Now, we're going to go to his older brother, Jacob. Jacob Urbas says here, enlisted March 9th, 1943, and he was born July 28th, 1924. So he was 18 years old when he enlisted. He enlisted in the United States Army, Private First Class, Company K, 423rd Infantry, 106th Division. He was killed in action October 10th, 1944. He just turned 20 that July of 1944. So these two brothers, the younger and the older, two brothers, did not make it to 21. He was 17, he was 20. Okay? And when we think about our 21st birthday, we take for granted the amount of life that I've lived. I lived more life than these two guys. I got to celebrate my 21st birthday. I got to graduate college. I got to see so much more than them. And, you know, and that's essentially what Memorial Day is about, because these golden stars, these banners that they put in the window, that the parents have put in the window of their home. So imagine in World War II, the mother and the father of these two putting in their window the stars, because they would have blue stars, or each star represented a son or a daughter serving in the military. And when your son or daughter died while serving in the military, the star became gold. So they were called Golden Star families, because they lost somebody. Not only did they lose one, they lost two, which was very common during wartime, but it still doesn't erase the fact that these two brothers died, and that this family had to endure this loss and this sacrifice. And this is the sacrifice that so many families have endured during the history of the United States of America. So when we reflect on this weekend, on Memorial Day weekend, and we party, and we say, oh, we got Monday off, let's get hungover, let's get drunk, let's party, let's have a good time, because we're off, because it's a Memorial Day weekend. This is what Memorial Day weekend is about. This is why we have tomorrow off. This is why we have Monday off, because of this. Without this, we are slaves. We don't have freedom. We don't have rights. Without this, the Nazis and the Japanese take over the world. The fascists take over the world. And we don't have capitalism. We don't have free markets. We don't have freedom. This is what has been paid. This is what has been spent for us. That is what this weekend is about. And that is why I, as a 20-some-year-old, am here with the dead, because I'd rather be with these guys. I would rather pay respects to these guys in this flag. I would rather spend my time with this, doing this, than with idiot kids my age, spending and wasting money, wasting time on Memorial Day weekend. This is what I'd rather be doing on Memorial Day weekend. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Andrew. Right now I'm with Private First Class James L. Hayes, 42nd Rainbow Division. He was born February 6, 1923. He enlisted June 22nd, 1943, when he was 20 years old. He was killed in action January 24th, 1945. That meant that he was 21 years old when he was killed in action in World War II. And this is the gold star to represent his death for his family in the window. Another young life taken, but sacrificed, not in vain, but in honor, to liberate the world from fascism and tyranny. Thank you for your service, James. Right now I'm with Private William W. McGibney, 157th Infantry, probably U.S. Army. Born April 21st, 1924, 101 years ago. He enlisted March 21st, 1943, when he was going to be 19. He was 18, turning 19 the next month. A month, literally. And then he was killed in action December 22nd, 1943. Like the guy back there, James Riggs. He was also killed not even a year into serving in World War II. And his family had to put a gold star in the window to distinguish and to show the neighbors in the neighborhood that they lost a child in the war. Thank you for your service, William. Right now I'm with another World War II killed in action or killed in service. Private James O. Riggs, 186th Port Company, 487th Port Battalion. He was born March 7th, 1924, and enlisted January 19th, 1943 when he was 18 years old in World War II. And he was killed in service, which means he was not killed in action. They don't distinct the action. It's service. It's distinct, which means he was killed in some way, but not in action, not in combat. But he was killed. September 11th, 1943. So he was killed not even a year into service, the same year. And it just shows the sacrifice and the honor and the courage of these guys, because that guy was 18 or 19, that guy was 18 or 19, this guy's 18, 19. The courage and the spirit and the determination of these teenage boys, this is why they're called the greatest generation, because they truly are. They saved the world, and they were just kids, literally teenagers. It's immaculate. It's beautiful, in my opinion. So right now I am with Private Ronald Leroy Robinson, Company E, 168th Infantry, probably U.S. Army, I'm going to assume. He was born October 3rd, 1924, almost 101 years ago. He enlisted in World War II on March 21st, 1943, when he was, so he'd have been, 19 years old when he enlisted. Oh, wait, no, 18. Why do I keep thinking 19? He's 18. He's turning 19. And he was killed in action January 6th, 1944, when he was 19 years old. Just like James over there that I was just talking to Yins about. It's awful. And it's the shame is that the graves are dirty, and you could see that nobody comes to visit them. The families or the descendants, nobody really cares anymore, and it just shows how they get forgotten. But not me. I don't forget them. Thank you for your service, Ron. Right now I'm with Private First Class James William Steele, Company I, 324th Infantry, U.S. Army, killed in action. He was born August 2nd, 1924, almost 101 years ago. And he enlisted in World War II, March 29th, 1943, when he was 19 years old. He was killed in action February 21st, 1945, 80 years ago. And he would have been, so he was, hold on, no, wait, I take that back. Right now, he's 18 years old when he enlisted. 19 years old when he was killed in action during World War II. Thank you for your service, James.